I don't think my parents gave it to me. I think I gave it to them.
You gave your parents the sex talk.
Yeah, I walked into a room and threw a box of condoms at them one day.
I think I was 13.
Probably like 13.
About 12, probably 12, 11, 12.
6 or 7 maybe.
Oh gosh, I don't think they ever really gave me the sex talk. I think they finally realized that I knew what sex was when they found porn icons on my desktop.
I didn't have one. It was more about friends telling me.
Oh, good story. I saw porno for the first time at 11 at one of my friend's house. And he actually, with his thumb in his mouth, said, "That's my dick right there."
My mom took me on this retreat, and it was called Passport to Purity, and she sat me down and basically told me why I shouldn't have sex.
He was really just explicit about it. Just told me straight up.
So I just decided to come home and ask my mom what a blowjob was.
Just, you know that wiener? I just kind of put it in her.
It was only my mom, and she told me that sex was kissing naked. And I remember thinking, like, that's not that bad, whatever.
6th grade actually is when I first got introduced to the idea. I still didn't know what the hell they were talking about, but oh, you gotta check this website, it's unbelievable. And I was like, okay.
You know how little kids like act out things that they don't actually understand, they've just seen their parents do, where they were doing like the whole thing, and I'm like, what is that?
When I turned on the VCR, I think it was something called Ebony Monster Cocks or something cock or something with cock in it. And I was like, okay. And I watched a few minutes of it. I'm like, that's very interesting.
Actually, I don't think I ever got an actual answer to the actual blowjob question, so much as I did get a very descriptive, detailed summary of every STD that she could think of. I didn't really even understand what it was. I still didn't even know what it was. I was like, well, how will I know how to do it when I'm married? And she was just like, you'll know.
I'd spent so many years after that trying to figure out where it was, because I was so young at the time, like how it worked. And I'd always thought for the longest time that was kind of just like a straight on thing.
She left out some crucial details.
If you were to give any advice to parents on how to give the sex talk to their kids, what would you say?
Just be real with them.
Don't detail it. That's just weird.
To be very aware of who they decide to sleep with. Some people are very shady. It's not something you jump into.
Probably don't hesitate to do it. Don't be afraid to do it, because you're teaching kids what they don't know.
I think the sex talk is good around 10 or 11. Probably don't want to start the cock videos until you're like 15, 16, you know. Or at least the gangbangs.
I kind of like the way my mom did it. Not so much that I was scared, but there was so many details that I was like, all of this sounds awful and not fun at all.
It emotionally damages a lot of people. They eventually get very insecure with who they are, and they have this front and this ego, and it just destroys people just to get laid.
Be more honest and open and blunt with them.
This is a bagel. This is a banana. Watch what happens when I stick the banana in the bagel. Don't do that. Just be blunt with them and outright with them, because I think they're going to understand it more if you just say vagina and penis.